Now what's on the workbench today? GB, Bell and Howell. GB being Gaumont British stroke Bell and Howell. It's obviously been in a shed or whatever for a while. It's a pretty rusty old handle there, what's left of it. So let's have a look inside. Undo the clips. And it's a 1950s standard 8mm film projector. I found this at the world famous Robert's Rummage shop in Hastings Old Town in the High Street. It was looking rather forlorn outside. Next question is, does it power up? Well, it's now plugged in, got the main switched on. So let's try the motor. It could be a big bang. Let's see what happens. Maybe I'll do it with some plastic protection. Let's see what happens now. Okay, well, noisier than it should be, but maybe some oil will sort that out. The key question is, will the lamp come on? And I'm pretty much inclined to bet at least 10 to 1 against that it won't. So let's see. Motor again. Woo. Now there's a surprise. I really didn't expect that to happen, partly because I've already been fiddling with the lamp and it won't come out, which suggests that it's swollen. When that happens, it tends to suggest that Bob's about had it, and also because some of these screws have been fiddled with because they're loose, which suggests that someone's tried to get into the base of the lamp. So anyway, well, a new lamp would be something in the region of £50 if you can find one. Very rare lamp, 250 volt, can't remember the wattage. Well, we don't need one for the moment. I certainly wouldn't be paying that sort of money for a lamp. The problem is that this lamp house is quite small, and to make any sort of modern arrangement for lighting would not be too easy. Although I did think I might try to put an LED in there just for a small screen image, to do some rough off the wall telecines, or just to see what's on my old films that I shot 45 years ago. So, encouraging. There's an oiling point there. She's no doubt gasping for some oil, so we'll get some oil in there, get the motor running for a bit, see if it sounds any healthier. Model 606H, the 606 came with the transformer for use with British voltage of 240, whereas this one was designed specifically for 240 volts. Actually says 200 to 250, and no transformer, which is good. Now, not sure, this was maybe mid-50s, not sure. Standard 8 had a larger perforation because it was basically a 16mm film perforation, and that's how you can tell the difference, one of the differences anyway, between standard and super. After a while you get to recognise the much thinner Super 8 teeth. And anyway, by the time Super 8 came out in 1965, projector styling had changed somewhat. Although these old machines, many of them still ticking away into the 70s, as I well remember, and very reminiscent of the 16mm Bell & Howell sound projectors that were used in schools probably till about 1980, and I was responsible for sending a lot of them to schools from Wandsworth Tech, where we stored them, and they just kept on running basically, as indeed this one has for what, 60 years. Switch it on and away it goes, even though it hasn't been kept in a wonderful environment, judging by the rusty colour. So, yep, little condenser lens there that needs cleaning. There'll be a reflector on the inside of that. Brushes for the motor, which are accessible and cleanable. Framer, stop, lever, and rewind and run arrangement there. Now, I can't remember, in there, is that enclosed belts or pure gear drive? Perhaps we'll take that off to have a look. Tend not to notice the grime that's on these cabinets, these cases, until you start to clean it off, untouched. And just a basic clean, start it up there. And in our next video, as the lamp is working, I suppose we ought to show a film.